Hello and welcome back. Previously we looked at E Mixolydian flat 6 and we were looking at it in a rather standard context. We were looking at it in turnaround and blues and how it harmonises, and also how the mode below it, Lydian dominant, can harmonise over the 4 chord when you've just used the Mixolydian flat 6 over the 5 chord. So that's a really standard way to use it, but you can actually see this as the tonal centre of your compositional world, if you like. So just to demonstrate that, we discussed that E Mixolydian flat 6 is a mode of A melodic minor. It's the 5th mode of A melodic minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now ignore this. This is E melodic minor from the previous lesson. We're in A melodic minor, so we're playing this shape on the 5th fret. And if I keep going through that shape from this 5th note, then you get that Mixolydian flat 6 sound. And again, it's just a little bit different sounding from your Mixolydian sound, a little bit outside, a little bit Eastern sounding. And if you look at that as A melodic minor, you could easily have an A minor chord move into that E7 chord. And there's something quite appealing about that turnaround. It's something that the Beatles used quite a lot. It's a minor chord. You could see it as a minor chord 4 moving to a major chord 1. And typically you'll hear these kind of climbs from this minor chord. It's quite sort of epic sounding, basically. You'll hear it in quite a lot of film soundtrack. Yeah, it's quite a unusual cinematic epic sound. Now, that kind of suggests that what was previously considered mode 5 could be considered as the home chord. And just to demonstrate that, I'm going to show you a little chord progression that kind of emphasises this. It's just something that I've made up. So that's your first chord, and we're just running a little melody through it. So that's like an E chord. I've not really touched the 7th of it yet. And then what I'm doing is I'm inverting that chord. Now that one really has that flat 6 sound in it. And the flat 6 is that note there, the minor third of the A home chord of that key, if you like. But we're looking at this differently. We're looking at it like the E is the home chord. Then we've got a chord that's slightly out of key. So it's a C chord, but there's something not quite right about it. We'll go into that in a minute. And then we've got an A minor, and then it would resolve to E7. Or an E major. E major, E7. So the progression, you can hear that home sounds like the E, even though we're playing in this unusual key. Then back down through those chords. Now what these are is all chords that are built in the key of A melodic minor. So they kind of have the intervals that you expect to pop out from the modes that are there. So for example, when I move to... Those are both just E7 with a flattened 6. And I'm playing through little bits of melody so that you have phrasing within the chord. Then you have a C. Now that's a major, it's a root, a major third, and a 4th. Now the 4th is out of key, because in the key of A melodic minor, that 4th there is actually the flattened 6 of the A. Which wouldn't be in the A melodic minor scale, it would be a major 6th. Not that note. But that's just for a bit of flavour. And then it goes to an A minor with a major 7, which is what we were looking at previously when I constructed the E minor with the major 7. So it's the James Bond sound, it's this sound. But instead I'm voicing it like this. Root, minor 3rd, major 7th, and then the root a semitone away from the major 7th. So that you get this really great dissonant but kind of pretty clash at the same time. And then because what I was just talking about with this epic change, going from that A minor chord, which is the same as this one that we just played, to an E is a particularly epic change, and it really makes that E sound like it's home. So although we're using chords that are all from the key of not E melodic minor but A melodic minor, it feels like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th degree, is home of that. And it just means that you can really go to town on this E Mixolydian flat 6 as a solo mechanism, as a melody mechanism when you're composing over the top of chord structures like this. So it's quite an interesting way to look at your Mixolydian flat 6 stuff. So let's have a look at that again. Mixolydian flat 6. Sorry, E Mixolydian flat 6 just works really nicely over all of this stuff. Maybe being a little bit careful to use the natural 4th of the C, because that's the strange note that's not quite in the scale. So. So the whole scale just sounds really nice. Okay, I'll try and resolve it a little bit better, so. So like I say, you gotta be careful with that C when it gets to that. So and again. And you can use A melodic minor, of course. And so on. So it's just a different way of looking at this scale. You can really treat it like it's the compositional center of your music. Okay, more on modes of melodic minor later on. Thanks for watching.